So I wanna ash my cigarette on the kitchen counter. So I wanna feel like it doesn't matter when you're not around. The way you left inside made it hard to move. I tried to tell the truth, but look what it made me lose. Well, I wanna ash my cigarette on the kitchen counter. So I wanna feel like it doesn't matter when you're not around. To be alone in my room, the lights come down and the moon looks violet. 10,000 spoons, she wants me to try it, but I lost my dog and I couldn't find him. Sometimes things get away from me. This time I want a lifetime with you. Change makes nothing feel the same. A stain on my pants can ruin my day. September 5th, my mom was made. Watch my dad's ashes blow away. Sometimes things get away from me. This time I want a lifetime with you. Missing your crooked smile, haven't seen you in a while. You grew up much too fast. Maybe you'll understand when you stop and look back that I wasn't proud of where I was at. Sometimes things get away from me. This time I want a lifetime with you. Before we get into this next one, I want to shout out my website for when hey, don't cut this. For when the cows come home.net. If you fuck with the website, it has all things Enumclaw and some extras. And if you fuck with the website, hit the join the squad tab. All right, this song is called Grocery Store.
Shout out Pierce County.
by yourself today. You're nothing more than to escape the rain. When music started playing and rain came, now it's flooding at the Rose Parade. But Sally's not stupid, she knows no Cupid. She just can't go and press rewind. Daddy can't save her, he's no sailor. Everything won't just be fine. Sarah was a good friend of mine, the kind you think you'd know your whole life. But love came in play and changed things. Now I gotta watch how I say things. Cause Sarah's not stupid, she knows no Cupid. She just can't go and press rewind. Daddy can't save her, he's no sailor. Everything won't just be fine. Alright, don't cut this shit. They're saying this next song is a pandemic, bro. Don't cut any of this, bro. This is real life personality, bro. Not no cookie cutter edited shit, bro. This song is called Chain.
Bro, think he Eddie better.
Well, it feels good being back on my own. It's what I try and tell myself time and time again, leaning on my friends. But this time I want change, change. Would you want me to change, change? Would you want me to? Somewhere down the line, when we're doing fine, I'ma find some peace of mind. Remember December, November, September. The sun reminds me when we were fine, when we were fine. Change, change. Would you want me to change, change? Would you want me to? Touch me, I want you to hurt me, I want you to turn me on. Could you really need me? Could you really see me? Could this feel wrong? Would you want me to change, change? Would you want me to? life's a hot mess. We don't do any redos.
All right. So, we ready? Guys, that was great. That was fun. That was awesome.
Thank you.
So I know tonight in Fayetteville is the last day to your tour. So how's tour been?
Honestly, it's been productive. This is the first tour I've ever felt like that. I'll elaborate. As a band, the goal of tour, or I'll put it this way: I used to think of tour as like a reward for success, but tour is really like a tool to garner success. And in terms of the fact that like the reason we're here in Fayetteville, Arkansas tonight is because like nobody know, like, I mean, you guys know about our band, but most people here don't know about our band. So the hope is that like if we play a good show tonight, people who see it will talk about it and then spread the good gospel to other people in Fayetteville. And then next time we come back, people will come out and see us. And so I say all that to say this is the first tour that it's ever felt like all of the touring we've done before has paid off. You know, like there was like a girl at the Dallas show who saw us open up last time we were in Dallas for this guy, Genesis Owuzu, and was like, oh, these guys are cool. And she came back and came and saw us and bought a shirt, you know. And so I would consider her an Enumclaw fan now, you know. And so, like, that's happened a lot on this tour.
Awesome. And so you told the New Noise magazine that Enumclaw is a sports band, and I wanted to know how sports kind of is involved with your music.
I mean, the first thing I knew about Arkansas was Darren McFadden. I wrote my friend a letter last night, and I talked about that. Like, when I fell in love with college football in, like, middle school, and Darren McFadden was, like, the star running back for the University of Arkansas around that time. And here I am now in Arkansas. I don't know. I mean, it's just, like, I cried over college football last season. Like, I don't know. I love it. It's, like, it makes me me. It makes us all. He loves basketball. He's watching basketball in the
My
van.
favorite part of tour was watching the last men's Olympic basketball game. Steph Curry just going Steph mode.
Yeah, no, he's the greatest shooter of all time.
He is.
We just love sports.
Awesome.
Go Dogs.
So it's been 2 years since your great, fantastic debut, Save the Baby, and I wanted to know how you guys have grown as a band since then.
I've never, nobody's ever called it that before. I really appreciate that description.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. How have we grown as a band, guys?
I don't know. We kind of know what we're doing a little bit now. I mean, we're definitely better live. If you might be able to find a video of us playing the King of the Hill theme song, and that show's not good. I don't know. We just kind of know what we're doing. I feel like the first tours, we were just like out there like, like this is the Drive Till You Can't tour. We just go. We wouldn't be like, we should plan a stop or anything, you know? We sound better. We're better at dealing with being next to each other all the time, I think.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
This nigga snores so crazy. Like last night I tried to put a pillow over his head. I'm not going to lie.
But you know.
Pray for me.
So congratulations on your new record, Home in Another Life. Thematically, the record deals with a lot of things like loss and growing up and being uncomfortable. And so I was wondering if there were any palpable feelings of like we really have something here during the writing or the recording process.
That's a good. I mean, I think as like the songs came together, it was like, as my friends like said when I sent them like the demos and stuff, like it was darker thematically than like Save the Baby. But I mean, I think like the themes of the songs are like separate from the like when we get in the room together, if that makes sense. And so like I think it was just kind of like slowly but surely we just like had more and more songs that like felt like they were working towards something. Because it's like it's like for me at least when I write a song, not like 10 times out of 10 I don't know what it's about until like weeks or days or months later, you know. And so it wasn't like, oh, I want to make a record about this. It was more just like, I can't stop writing songs about this stuff, if that makes sense. And I think once I like ran out of songs about those themes, then that's how you know you're done.
And I know I read somewhere in an interview that you'd done, this was very different than Save the Baby because a lot of it was written post-COVID, and I wanted to know how post-COVID life affected the writing process as well.
I mean, it's like the first time we were a band like in the real world, you know, where it's like we started like deking around at the end of 2019. Like I think maybe if you check the calendar, sometime in July we might have like sat in a room together and tried to play music. But by the beginning of 2020, we had like 3 songs. We recorded like this demo that might come out once we're famous. But these 3 songs that like sound very different than like what Enumclaw became. But then COVID happened, you know, and so like we recorded those songs in the studio in like March, like first week of March, you know. And I remember sitting there like, oh, you think this thing is gonna be a thing? And then like none of us, everybody just was at home, and so for the first time I wasn't like in school or working, and so every day I just wrote a song, and I just wrote a song. I probably wrote like 2 songs a week for like a year and a half. And that was like everything that had come out until now. And then I don't know, I had to like start digging holes and going to the dump and trying to make money. And I lived in a basement. I lived at my friend's parents' house last year while he didn't even live there, you know. And so just like, I don't know, trying to like make the economics of being in a band work and trying to write new music and having shit to talk about. You have to like go out and like live and do shit. So like I think all of that stuff was a huge learning curve, because when we started the band it was in such a like blissful, I mean not blissful, but like for us personally like blissful time, you know. It's like guys were getting like $800 a week. Like I didn't have nowhere to be. I lived by myself. Shit was awesome.
Yeah. So my last question is, what is everyone's favorite song on Home and Another Life?
That's a great question.
I still feel bad about masturbation. That's the best one.
This light of mine?
Sync. I had really bad writer's block before I wrote that song.
What's your favorite, Ladaniel?
Be Spots.
Spots, he said.
That is a song on the album, bro. Fakest shit I ever wrote. Bro.
All right, that's going to do it for KXUA.
Nah, bro, the interview's not over. He said we got some questions for you.
All right, so where'd you grow up?
I grew up in the San Fernando Valley in LA.
All right, did you like it?
It was fun. A lot of skating. A lot of just being outside. No.
Are you good at skating?
I'm not the greatest. I used to be better when I was younger.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And have you played in bands before?
Yeah, I had a band in high school where I played drums.
What was it called?
We were called Devonshire Downs.
Damn, bring it back, bro.
Like Irish?
No, so in the valley, there's like there used to be a horse race track called Devonshire Downs, where in the 60s they had like a big festival. In the 60s, they had a big festival that had like the Doors, Jimi Hendrix, and then in the 80s, it kind of turned into like a hardcore punk venue. So just paying homage.
Yeah. What made you love music, if you love music?
I love music. What made me love music? Probably just going to shows as a kid. My dad was very involved with like making sure we went to a bunch of concerts. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Shows. What's the most impactful one?
All right, bro. No more questions. As his publicist, we got to wrap this up.
One more. Answer the last one.
What's my favorite show I've ever been to?
Yeah. Or what's the
Enumclaw show tonight, bro.
What's the one you went to as a kid that was like, this shit rocks?
Probably. I got to think. Probably the first time I saw King Gizzard. I was like 20, but that blew my mind as to what like music.
The kids loved them.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. This has been KXUA. Nailed it.
We love Fayetteville, Arkansas.
We hate Whippets.
On God.
Shout out
I might come
Arkansas.
back and teach a class here.
Next time I'm here, I'm going to eat Popeyes again.
I'm about to go back to school. Should I come here?
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. You can find more content like this at kxua.com.